Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. Okay. So other than this one, so we discussed about goods receipt, we discussed about the goods issue, and we discussed about the return delivery. Okay. Other than this one, we have process like transfer posting. Okay. So this transfer posting we can do from the there are different kind of a process which is like plan to plan transfer. Okay, with one step procedure. Okay, and plan to plan transfer with two step procedure. So in this process, okay, we don't have any stock transport order. So these are just we are directly in the single screen, MyGeo screen. Okay, we are performing that directly plan to plan transfer. Okay, so if you remember that intra STO, inter STO, and stock transport order, we have the STO purchase order. Okay, but now in this case we don't have any purchase order. Okay, we don't have any STO. Okay, only we will be performing directly based on the requirement from the other receiving plant and supply plant. Okay, so that is a transfer posting between the plants. Okay, so there is one step procedure and two step procedure. Other than this one, we have material to material transfer also it is there. Material to material transfer also it is there. So again, when we're talking about one step procedure, okay, there is a movement type like 301. Okay, and when we're talking about the two step procedure, it will be like 303 and 305. Okay, then material to material transfer it is 309. So what is the concept of material to material transfer? So if I have the material A, okay, that is converted to material B. Okay, so in that case, what we'll do, material to material transfer will do. So you can ask me the question like, okay, sir, are you talking about like it is a something production? No, it's not like the production. Okay, it's like the something. If suppose if I have the if suppose I have the milk. Okay, so what will be happen? So because of the environment changes and the chemical reactions, what will be happen? It will be converted as a curd. So milk is a material number A, that is converted as a curd. That is material B. Okay. So due to some chemical reactions and environmental change, might be the liquid will be converted as a solid, and that will be converted as a different material number. Okay. So in that case, I can use the material to material transfer. Clear? Other one, if you see that oil, sometime what will be happen in the winter season, it will be like solid. Okay. So again, that will be a different cost. Solid material will be cost is different. Oil, liquid cost, liquid again, it will be different. Okay. So depends on the material to material transfer that you can perform. Depends on the material. If it is changing the behavior of the material and it is converted into some other material, then we can use the material to material transfer. Okay. Now the next one is store location to store location transfer. Okay. So store location to store location transfer is we can do one step procedure, and even we can do the two step procedure. So if it is a one step procedure, we can use the 311 movement type. Okay, and if it is a two step procedure, then it will be 313 and 315. 313 and 315. Okay, so wherever I'm just talking about a movement types, okay, so always every moment type have the reversal movement type. Every moment type have the reversal movement type. That means, okay, if I have the 101, so there should be some 102 also. Why it is required? Because if you cancelling this document, then the system will be posting to the next cancellation document. Okay, so it's the same way. If it is like 103, then it will be like 104. Okay, if it is 105, then it is like 106. Okay, so like everywhere, every moment we have a one reversal moment type. So the where we will be creating this moment types, we will be creating in the transaction code MJJ. Okay, clear?
So I have one question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Uh, we have an we have plant. One plant has many storage locations.
Mm-hmm.
So if for a plant A storage location two, if we change to plant B storage location, means the process will be the same or it will be different.
No, this is only within the same plan.
Oh,
But it is
okay.
different. If it is different plans, obviously we have to go with the interestivo or
Okay.
interestivo. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I
or
have
you
a
can
question.
or you can go with the plan to plan also. Okay.
Okay.
Because when you are entering plan to plan, obviously you have to be entered the store location also. So if this is a different store location, one store location which is belongs to plant A, and if one belongs to one plant B, then you can go with the transfer posting, or you can go to interestivo or interestivo.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
What is the difference between plant to plant transfer posting, that is 301 movement type,
Mhm.
and stock transfer order?
Okay. So if you remember that, okay, in the stock transport order, okay, we have the purchase order, right? That means
Hmm.
it is a STO order we are creating in all the cases, intra-STO, inter-STO, and MM route. Okay, all these cases we are using this process with PIVO. That means you have the some proof or some requirement from the receiving plant. Okay, they requested that I need. But here in the above concept is, okay, it might be side by side plans. Okay, so they don't need to be create request and all by on call or something which is like okay, they understand that okay, they need to be transfer the stock from this plant to this plant. So there is no proof here. There is no request from the other receiving plant. But here there is a proof I have. So I got the requirement from the receiving plant. That's why I'm preparing sending the goods to the supply plant. So sending goods to the receiving plant from supply plant. But in this case, we don't have anything. We just like side by side plans. I can just transferring that based on their call or something. Okay, we just transferring the stock to from one plant to another plant.
In which business scenario we use 301 movement type?
That's what, right? I'm saying side by side plants.
Okay. Okay.
See, if I have depot plant, I have the store. Let's say if suppose I have manufacturing plant, okay, manufacturing plant, and there is outlet. Outlet is there. Outlet, you know, right? What is like?
Yeah.
It's a store. It's kind of the store. Okay. So they want to be differentiated. Manufacturing plant is different activities, and outlet is a different kind. So then what we do? They will be creating this is a 1100 and this is a 1200. But it is there in the same place. Both are the plant address will be the same, but it is a just like an outlet to the this plant. Okay. So if you go to any dairy farm, okay. So if you go to any dairy farm, okay, what will be happen? There is a dairy manufacturing industry and outlet. There will be like in the same location. There will be like store. Okay. So what will be happen? Whatever the whatever the products which is manufactured here, it is moving to outlet. Okay. So if you're talking about outlet, there are many things which is there. It is maybe it is a outside of the plant manufacturing plant, or it may be inside of the manufacturing plant. Okay. So there is a might be in the entire location. If suppose I just take this one location. Let's assume this is my plant. Okay. So there might be one outlet here. The customers directly can buy from here. Okay, and the door is maybe I can say the door is which is here in this side which is door. Okay, and I can say there is a door which is like here. Okay, so door to door it is there. but there is a selling outlet also. So they whatever they're manufacturing here, they will be sending this outlet and for selling purpose for depot plant. Okay, it may be for the store purpose, or it may be selling purpose, whatever may be. Okay.
Okay.
So those cases I can go. So instead of I creating order request and I then processing that and create a delivery and do PGI, that is very it's a lengthy process. So in this case, what I can suggest that I can go to plant transfer from here. Okay.
Okay.
Clear? Any questions here?
No.
You can say I can say here I can put like this is here there is a manufacturing location and this is the outside of the, so this is completely the same location. Okay? The entire location is the same, but this is the one location, this is the one location, it is there in the same place. This is the one store location, or this is the one plant which is manufacturing, and this is for customers outlet, customer selling point. You can say customer selling point. Okay.
Okay.
So that is possible, right?
Correct.
Correct. So that's what. Okay. So this is the, in this case we can use the transfer posting. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Now we have to, as we said yesterday, okay, we have that unrestricted stock and quality stock and production stock. So this again we can define at the, when we creating purchase order. Okay, when I'm creating purchase order, if I just these codes should be validated and these codes should be go to quality inspection, then I can select the stock type as a quality inspection. Okay, in case if I'm going to manually, if there is a quality management it is activated, then I don't need to be selected manually the stock type. It is automatically will go to quality inspection stock. Okay, but if it is quality management is not activated, but still I want to do some quality inspection, so then whenever I'm receiving the goods, I can move the stock to quality inspection. Okay, for that PO. So in the PO we have the option like we can select the stock type, so whether it is unrestricted or quality. Okay, and block. Okay, so
In
these are
purchase
also,
order.
yeah, in purchase order also we can select the stock type, where exactly you want to receive.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So in case if it is quality management, it is activated. Okay. So quality management it is activated, then the stock type automatically default it will come as a quality inspection. The purchase order. Okay. So the goods will, so what is this concept? So when we in the purchase order, when we selecting the stock type, okay, yeah, when we are receiving the goods, the system will check that the purchase order whether any specific stock type they have mentioned. Okay, if they have mentioned any specific stock type, then it will be go to that stock type, maybe blocked or quality. Okay, or else it will be default. It will go to unrestricted. When we
Okay.
are receiving the goods from the vendor, like 101 with reference to purchase order.
So let's say suppose I'm not activating the quality management system in SP.
Okay.
But for certain vendors, I want to, activate this stock type in purchase order. So can I do that? Depends on the vendor instead of
You want to be select in the purchase order, right?
based on vendor basically.
Based on the vendor, you want to be select.
Let's say suppose for certain vendor, I
Mm.
have a bad experience, they out of 10 orders, I am receiving 240 orders. So in the past, so going forward in the future, I want to make sure that for this vendor, I want to make sure that it should always go to the for the quality check,
In
and then
no, in vendor master record, we don't have that option. Okay,
okay,
stock type selection, we have to be selecting the PO level only.
okay, okay.
So or else, in case in the MIGO if you want to do, okay, in MIGO if you want to do, you can change still. If you suppose you forgot in the purchase order the stock type, then you can do in the when we receiving the goods itself, you can select that. Okay, I just need to be transfer the stock to quality inspection. So there also we have the option like you can select the stock type.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one quality and this is unrestricted quality and product. So if you want to do manually transfer posting, okay, from unrestricted to quality, quality to block, you can use a moment type like we have different moment types 321, 322, okay, 343, 344, okay, 349, and 350. Okay, so these are the moment types we are using for the unrestricted to quality, quality to blocked. So, so there are three, right? Unrestricted quality, one, quality to unrestricted one, quality to blocked one, blocked to quality again one, blocked to unrestricted, unrestricted block. But totally six. Probability is six. Right. So that six moment will come here. Okay. So these are the moment types here. So most probably when there is a tree series, we can say mostly tree series will be using for the transfer postings. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So, so as of now, if you see that we discussed about the goods issue and the goods issue and transfer posting. Okay. Then we have that return delivery. Okay. And we have also outbound delivery related. We can receive the goods issue with reference to outbound delivery, right? And we can also do the goods ship without purchase order, and we can do initial stock upload, and we can do without purchase order also, and we can do goods for scrapping, and we can do the production orders, process orders. Okay, there are different scenarios will be there. Okay, so basically these are the major one. Okay, other than this one, okay, cancellation. So what is the difference between cancellation and return delivery? What is the difference here?
In return delivery, we'll return the product and we'll get other product as a good quality product. For cancellation, we'll cancel the entire stock whatever we received.
Yeah. So here cancellation, when we are using cancellation, in case if I mistakenly posted the document or if I mistakenly entered wrongly the data, in this case, if you want to be cancel the document, then you can cancel it. So this, so what I just said, right? Whatever there is a 101, okay, that reversal cancellation is 102. Okay. So for every document, have the cancellation. Okay. So if I'm going GR here, okay. GR with reference to purchase order 101. Then if I want to cancel the document, then I can do that with 102 momentum. Okay, so basically reversal. Okay, and the return delivery is like we are return back to the vendor the stock. Okay, with moment type of 161 and 122, and we have 124 also. Okay, so these are the moment types of different for the return delivery. And transfer posting most majorly we will get like series like 301, okay, 303, 305, and 311, 313, 315, 309, and 321, 322, 343, 344, 349, 350, like it. So these are the transfer posting will get it. Okay, and goods uses you can say like 201, 261, okay, 231, okay, and okay, and 551 for the scrap. Okay, so these are the goods issues. And goods receipt, you already aware about that 101 moment type will get, right? The production order. And again, special stock indicators are separate. Okay. So what is the difference between the item category and account estimate category.
Item category is basically used for if you want to identify if there is going to be a consumption or not. Account assignment is basic category will be used for
Sorry,
account
sorry,
determination.
sorry. Can you come again? Sorry, I lost that.
Uh, Item category is basically determines whether my consumption is happening or not, which type of consumption is happening. Account assignment category will help us to determine the GL account.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So item category. If you item category is majorly we are differentiating is okay different kind of the process, different kind of the business process, special stock process, which is we can say like special stock process. Okay. So how it is like third party process. Okay. And if we can say like consignment process. Okay. Consignment process and stock transport order. Okay. So so these are the when there is a special stock process, okay, it identifies that okay the business different kind of a business process, and the account assignment category is okay, it's completely consumption. Okay. So when you are entering the account assignment category, so you are expecting that these values should be populated to particular GL account. Some account assignment category you are expecting. So maybe it is cost center, a project. Okay. So maybe for the customer orders. Okay. So this is for the consumption related. Whenever it is consumption, you will be using account estimate category. But item category is it's a special stock related, special process, which is like if it is standard process, we can give a blank. If it is a third party, then we will give the S. Okay. And if it is consignment, okay, there will be a consignment process. Okay. K. And stock transport order, it is like U. Okay. So based on this special stock indicator, we will be differentiating the above process, which is the special stock process we have, right? Which is like this consignment process and pipeline. Pipeline, we don't need any PO, right? So we don't have any item category here. Okay. So third party again we have the item category, and subcontracting we have item category L. Okay, we can say item category subcontracting also is a special stock indicator. So in ST, if you see that item category group is there, right? So what is happening if item category group? Okay, if it is a consignment, okay, you have it separate. If it is third party, then it is a separate item category group, and if it is a free goods, then it is a separate item category group, right? So that's the same way here also in the MM side we have item category that is differentiated like with indicator. Okay, clear?
Noted.
Yeah. And this account assignment category, when we are entering account assignment category, obviously you have to be entered that the respect to entry of the account assignment. Maybe if you enter that cost center, okay, you need to be enter the cost center and the GL, respect to GL account. Okay, in the PO itself. Okay, if you are selected for the project, then again you need to be select the project again. Okay, WBS element, there must be have the WBS element. Okay, so that you have to be entered. So the respect to entry you have to be entered in this case. Whatever where you are doing for consumption and for which code, it may be which cost center or which WBS element or which customer that is you are doing for consumption, that you have to be entered. Okay. And these are when you are entering account assignment category, these are not stock materials. These are not stock materials. We will not come. These materials we are not expecting to get into our location. It will be directly going to the respect to WBS element or respect to customers, cost centers. Okay, or respect to customer orders. Okay, clear? Clear?
Yeah.
So this is the difference here. Okay, so in the PO we are differentiating based on, again you can do multiple cost centers also. Okay, it's not only we can like I need to only do for HR, not like that. If I have a material number, suppose let's say I just bought some paper rolls. Okay, paper rolls or paper bundles. Okay, which is like I have bought some 1,000 bundles, let's say. Okay, then these 1,000 bundles I can differentiate distribute it to HR department for it's like a 200. Okay, and marketing maybe we can distribute like 200. Okay, and HR again we can distribute, sorry, not HR, it is like finance can distribute like again 500. Like we can distribute the entire product cost, entire product quantity into multiple cost centers. So there is a single cost center distribution is possible, multiple cost centers distribution also it's possible in the PO. Okay, while buying itself you can distribute that. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Okay, and here if you see subcontracting is L, and if it is a service internship service, then it is D. D is the services. Okay, so this is the one thing which is you need to be understand here. Okay, any questions in this process?
No, sir.
All right. Okay, so there is one more concept in the inventory management, that is a physical inventory. Okay, so what do you mean by physical inventory? I think we already discussed this point. Physical inventory is nothing but like a, okay, we manually counting the stock to validate the system stock. So comparing the physically stock to our system stock. Okay, suppose material A have, suppose let's say material have A have 10,000 pieces. Okay, in the system, let's say in the SAP it is like 10,000 pieces. When I'm just calculate manually counting that material physically, if suppose it is 9,000 pieces are there. Okay, so then I need to be checked that why the other the remaining quantity where it is gone. Okay, so that we can here will be checking that every randomly depends on the material, and the material depends on the company how they want to be proceed for the materials, then they can go ahead. Okay, so in this physical inventory process we have the manual physical inventory process. Okay, manual physical inventory process. That means if you want to do now, suppose suddenly our manager they requested it to do the all the physical inventory stock checking the stock in the warehouse and the system. So then I can do manually. I can create a physical inventory document and I can process the count. Okay, and okay, if there is any difference which is coming, if you want to do again recount, you can do the recount. Okay, and there is just one more process which is like cycle counting. Cycle physical inventory. You can say like cycle physical inventory process. So in this case, what will be happen? Okay, I can say that I can differentiate like B indicator, A indicator, and C. So these are basically classes. We can say. I can say classes. Okay, dividing all the materials into different classes. Okay, so if the A class is too expensive, okay, and I need to do a regular physical inventory, or maybe quarterly if you want do that you can do. Okay, regular physical inventory checkup, account. Okay, if it is a so like I can say like if suppose it is regularly or maybe if every 3 months you can say that you can define that. Okay, whether you want to do every month or every 3 months, that you can mention in the system. Okay, And the other not too much expensive, but we need to take it up. This also need to be checked. So we every 6 months we can plan. Every 6 months we can the physical inventory. The system will be generated physical inventory document, and will be start the counting for the these materials. And maybe class cycle is a very little bit cheap. Okay, so this case what we can do, we can check that every yearly once. Okay, so there is a possibility of manually checkup, and there is a possibility of based on the classes. Okay, so this class indicator you are entering in the material. When you're creating material, whether these are the too expensive, the client is saying that this is very important materials and these are too much expensive and too demanded product, I need to be calculated, then I can go with the expensive line. So generally the regular checkup means regularly physical inventory count where it will be happen, generally maybe gold shops, gold and silver. Regularly they will do the physical inventory, because too much expensive, right? They have to be have the track for the physical inventory and physically stock count and system stock. Okay, clear? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one of the process physical inventory. Okay. Now other than this one, so blocking the now I'm going to the invoice verification. What are the process we have in the invoice verification I'm talking. So as of now, if you see that, I'm just talking about the PO level, what are the scenarios will come, and inventory level, what are the scenarios will come. Now invoice verification level, what scenarios will capture generally. So the first one is, okay, so as we discussed, okay, we have the normal invoice. Okay, normal invoice we can say like debit memo. You can say debit memo or normal invoice, okay, vendor invoice. Okay, so this process is for the when we creating purchase order and GR, then we'll be validating the invoice and we are entering the normal invoice, and based on the invoice it will be process the payment if it is accepted the invoice. Okay, but in case if there is any return of the goods, okay, create memo. Okay, so in this case what will be happen, we will be requesting we expecting that some price or some value back from the vendor. Okay, they have to be paid. The vendor have to be paid this amount. So credit memo we are using only in the case of defective stocks. Defective stocks of the materials, return. So majorly we can say return process. When we are doing the return process, in that case only we are using a credit memo. So when we talking here, it is a special quantity. We're talking about if the quantity which is returned back to the vendor, then only you are raising the credit memo. Okay, is it clear? Okay, and now subsequent debit. Okay, subsequent debit and credit. Subsequent debit and credit. So what is the subsequent debit and credit? In case, so there is the value, the year quantity which is everything looks good, but there is some price influence is there, okay, or fluctuation is there. Okay, so then the vendor is requesting to increase the price, or maybe the company which is requesting to reduce the price based on the maybe market price which is down suddenly, and as earlier has accepted earlier, maybe the price is too high. Okay, so now I'm expecting to reduce the price of the cost, the price of the material. Okay, or if there is a suddenly there is a market high and these materials is too expensive now, okay, even for the vendor also he is not getting that with that price, then he requesting that to the company, just please increase the price for the materials. Okay, so here I'm not talking about the quantity. Okay, see here in the above, if you see that I'm talking about the quantity. But here I'm not talking about the quantity. I'm talking about the price of the material. Okay. So when there is a price fluctuations either high or down, we are using the subsequent debit and credit. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So any questions here? These are the 4 different kind of a process we have in the invoice verification. Any questions?
No, as of now.
Okay. Now let's discuss of the some scenarios here. Okay. Manual block of the invoice. Okay. And automatic block of the invoice. Okay. Manual block of the invoice, automatic block of the invoice. So you can do while doing the vendor invoice, about debit memo I'm doing. So I just my company is saying that please block the invoices. Okay. So you can instead of selecting the free of the payment, you can select that blocking the invoice. So what will happen? It will be block the invoice. So what will be happen if it is a blocked invoice? What will be happen if it is blocked invoice? Okay, the next process, what is the next process? That will not be processed. The next process will not go ahead. Okay? That means if I did the block the invoice, then the next process, what is the payment? So that will not be processed. Okay? So will not be. Okay. So when again, if I unblock the invoice and I am releasing the invoice, then payment will be processed. Okay. So if intentionally, if you want to do the manually blocking, maybe some reasons. Okay, it's depends on the client. If they want to do the manual invoice block, then you can do the manual block invoice while doing the invoice receipt. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. And automatic block invoice. So automatic block invoice, we have different kind of that. The price variance or quantity variance. Okay. And there is a maybe the cost of the material is frequently changing. Then the value is too low. The material cost value is too low. Okay. So these cases, what will be happen? Okay? The system automatically blocking the invoice. Okay. So what will be happen if I'm posting the invoices? The system will check that. Okay. Is there any difference? As we discussed earlier, right? There is a three-way matching. It will be checked the PO price and GR quantity. So it will be validated, right? So in the configuration level, okay, there will be a tolerance update is there. If for the tolerance key which is there, we can accept that. Okay, if you want to be, there is a 10% variance is there. Okay, I'm good. Okay, upper limit or lower limit. If it's 10% is there, I'm good. I can accept that. If it's okay, if I didn't mention this 10%, then we activated that this automatic block invoice. Then what will be happen if there is any difference it is there, then it will be blocked. Even if you maintain the 10%, if it is the value is more than 10% the variance, then automatically it will be go to block. Okay, so you can mention that what tolerances we can accept. Okay, you know, right? What is the difference? What is the meaning of tolerance, right? Anyone? So what is the meaning of tolerance is? Okay, if I ordered 100 pieces, okay, if I received 110 pieces, okay, if I just mentioned the 10%, I can accept tolerance. That means, okay, out of this 100, 10% I'm adding. So until 110 quantity, I can accept. Okay. If it is more than 10%, if I'm receiving 111, okay, then the system will be blocked immediately because as per my company, they are accepting only 10% of variance. Okay. Again, this is the upper and lower also, it will be like 90. Okay. So that will be defining in the tolerances. Okay. Clear? Even price level also you can mention the 10%. Okay, or you can mention the fixed amount. If it is 50 rupees, okay, if it's 1000 rupees cost of the invoice and 50 rupees extra it is there, okay, I can accept that. Okay, if it is more than 50 rupees, the fixed amount, then I can block the invoice. So what will be happen? Automatic blocking invoice. Okay, the next process will be go to the releasing the release blocked invoices. So release blocked invoices again. Okay, here it will be the system will check that there will be a manual block invoices and automatic block invoices, and the release block invoices have the access only to the respect to supervisors or someone. They will be checked that okay why it is blocked, and I need to be checked that why the variance. If they are accepted, then they can release the invoice. Then once it is released, then the payment will be processed for the from the finance side. Clear?
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
So this tolerance limit can be set for the material as well, quantity, sorry,
Quantity, yeah, you can do. That's what, right?
quantity, price, and cost. These three
Not
things. Okay.
cost. Yeah, cost also you can do. There is a tolerance keys are there. There is a like PP. Okay. There is a some PP and PPR. Like we have some of the tolerance keys are there standard. Okay. If PP is nothing but like a price variance. Okay. If it is 10% price variance, I can accept it. Okay. So like we have the multiple tolerance keys are there. Based on the tolerance key, we can do it. Okay.
Okay.
So again, this PP is separately activated and this PP is separately activated. Okay, it is not all together into one. Okay.
Sir,
Clear?
in this invoice verification, the blocking and the flagging is the same or different?
Different. Blocking
Okay.
you are doing at MIRO. Okay, while doing MIRO, okay, the system itself it is checking the blocking. Okay, and you can do manual block or automatic. But release it is again authorization, right? As I said that it will be only to the authorization people. That means like supervisors and there's like managers. They have the access to approve this invoices. Okay.
Okay, sir. I am asking that flagging and blocking is different or same?
Flagging, where is the flag?
Like we'll use like to block the material or a vendor will use flag in MM.
No, no. Where exactly? I'm talking about that.
Like to block any vendor, like that means in MM server it will show as flagging the vendor or unflagging the vendor.
Okay, okay. So flag for deletion. You're talking
Yeah,
about flag.
yes.
Okay, that is different.
Oh, okay.
I think you're deleting the vendor entirely. So you if you did for the flag for deletion, what will be happen? You cannot create a purchase order also to that vendor. But I am talking about here invoice block. Here it is a vendor invoice block. This PO already created. Here also we received, and now invoice there were some variance is there, that is blocked. But flag for deletion is that like you want to be blocked that vendor or block that material to usage for that to use in the our plant
Okay.
or our company. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay. Now there is a one more process which is like park invoice. Okay. So anyone knows about the park invoice?
No.
Okay. So park invoice is nothing but like a okay. See the invoices when we are posting the invoices when we are posting. Okay. So always the superior will not post the invoices. Okay, because there are so many other activities they have to be performed. Okay. So the superior or manager they will not be post these invoices. Right. So what will happen that initial stage clerk, okay, or it may be subordinates, Okay, what they will do, whatever the invoice they received, that they will enter and they will be parked into the invoice. Okay, so what will be happen if it is parked? Parked, it is like, okay, it is what will be happen? The invoice is entered all the information and it is putting into the one park place. Okay, then by evening or maybe sometime later, when the superior or manager, if they are available, they will check that what are the invoices which is there in the parked invoice. They will check and they will verify that if everything is looks good, then they will post that invoice. Okay, clear? So because manually entering the invoices, whatever we received vendor invoice. Suppose today I received 1,000 invoices. Okay, if I given to that manager, boss manager, you have to be validate and you have to be enter all the invoice. Okay, so they will be checking each and every material number, PO number, and price, tax code, all this information they are entering manually. Then it will be take a long time, right? So then uh, there might be some other activities there. It will be like delayed. So what will be happen? So the initial step, which is like whatever we received from the vendor, the invoices, we will be asking to clerk to enter all the information into the system. Okay, they will create that invoice and post it into Park. So that means, okay, it won't be impact on the any accounting. Okay, once the superior or manager, once they have accepted, they have validated and accepted the invoice. Okay, then the accounting will be impacted. Clear? Clear?
Got it.
Okay. So this Park invoice and this is again MIR7. Okay. So they will initially they will be creating the document, but they will not be post directly. They will be putting into Park and the Park invoices. The after that the superior will come and they will be accepting the invoice. Okay. So other than this one, again cancellation is common, right? If everywhere every document have the cancellation. So cancellation is the one process. Cancellation of the invoice document. Okay. So when the cancellation of invoice document is happening, the accounting documents also they have to be reversed. They have to be checked that the accounting documents also is reversed. Okay. And there is a one more direct GL account posting. Okay, this is a FI level, but we will not be do. Okay, so this is generally they say that direct JV post. If you remember that, okay, JV post is nothing but like directly they will be post into GL account. So generally, what will be happen if I'm posting the invoice? So there is just some debit and credit. If I just posted the credit memo, there is a debit and credit, and there is subsequent debit and credit. There is a some debit and credit that will be posted to GL account. But in this case, what will be happen? Where the GL account you want to be adjust the value. Maybe you want to be post debit or credit that you can do direct JB. Okay, so generally this should not perform because if the unnecessarily they are posting to the GL account value, that will give the inconsistency. But there is a process we have direct JB also. So in future, if you getting this kind of a problem, if they are telling that okay, in the GRIR clearing account, I can see that there is open, but if I see that there is already in the GL account level already it's cleared all the things, why these are the open in the MM side and why it is cleared in finance side, then you can say that okay, if there is any JB is there, then it's already cleared. Okay, clear? So most probably they will not give this access, but since finance team is they have the much control in the client side because every client they will think the finance team is the higher level. They should be have some access authorization. They can do some fraud also sometimes, not every. So they are the responsible person. They can adjust that. But in case if I'm getting like analysis, then I have to be looking into that any JV posted direct direct GL account posted which is happened. Okay, and they can do material stock value also. They can post. Okay, clear?
Got it.
So these are the cases generally will come in the invoices. Okay, so mostly these are the will get it. Okay, so if you cost material frequently, because if suppose PO created and they didn't post the GR and they posted the invoice, okay, or if they posted GR, then still invoice is not posted, but they can the stock consumed. So those cases, what will be happen? It will be impacted on the cost of the materials. If they frequently doing this kind of a process, what will be happen? The system one of the time the system will check the material price cost that will go to in the negative side. Okay, so those are the some bugs will come. Okay, generally. So process wise, if you complete a GR, they have to be process the invoice immediately. But what will be happen once they receive the GR, immediately they are consuming the stock without posting the invoice. So the system, what will be happen? The system when we are posting the invoice, it also will be checking the stock whether we receive the stock or not, and the GR which is posted or not, what is the value of the GR quantity, and what is the material price, and everything, the total stock value, everything it will validated. Okay. So those cases, every keep on you are doing the same process, sometimes it will be go under negative. The value will go to negative value. Okay. Those are the bugs. Okay. So there will be some SAP notes that will be give the corrections. Okay, it will be posted some positive value to that material. Okay, so any questions here in the invoice receipt?
Mm, mm, No.
Okay. Okay, then I think we'll stop the today class. Okay. So any so tomorrow shall we plan at 8 o'clock? Anyone have any plans tomorrow?
I don't have any plan, but
Shankar?
I'm okay with that, sir. 8 o'clock or anytime. I'm okay for.
Okay, okay, okay. Can you just
Sir,
confirm me? Yeah.
okay. Sir, can I connect with you on normal calls? I have some
Yeah. You
doubts.
can call me. You can call me. No problem.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
okay.
Okay then. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Yeah.